Hey everyone, it's Don with Don's Field of Dreams cards. Before I get into my video about this bobblehead that's always in the background of my videos and a few cards I picked up, just wanted to mention some YouTubers that I've watched on live shows. I really enjoy when these guys get together and do live shows, and I've been on several myself, and they're a lot of fun. Like last night, George Damiar Sports Card, Vince NY Yanks Fan 7, James Elite Hunters had a great show on last night. Ed Weskergriff and Mike O recently did one on the Philly show. And Mike O, half the time I'll go on his channel, watch his, they're not auctions, he just throws up cards and people claim them and buy them just to interact with the people on the show. John, the 70s Card Show, has great guests. Mike Moynihan with his podcast. Ray from Philly, and This Baseball Card Life, I think his name's Mike. Enjoy their live chats as well. And I know I'm missing a ton of them on here. Scott, Big Scott 35, has a lot of guests. But for me, it's cool learning, not necessarily learning, well, maybe it is learning more about the person, because you get to see them interact rather than just showing cards. And then just the banter. On the chats, you learn things, and there's some of us that have gotten to know each other pretty well that maybe some people think we're a little crass or rude, but we're just messing around with each other on some of these chats. But let's get to this bobblehead. So I picked this up, gosh, maybe close to 20 years ago on eBay, and I'm not a bobblehead collector. Matter of fact, this is the only one I have. And I don't remember what I paid for it or why I even bought it on eBay, but I remember I sold it, and whoever bought it didn't pay for it, which in hindsight was a blessing in disguise, because I really do like it. Maybe that's why I have it on my videos. But what I like about it is, besides being old, see if I can do this without hurting it. If you can see here, somebody wrote on the bottom, June 9th, 1966, St. Louis 4. I think that says Pitt, or maybe Pirates. It's a little worn off too. So I'm guessing, I don't know if they did game giveaways back then. Someone correct me or tell me if they did. I'm guessing they went to the gift shop in Forbes Field, probably bought this bobblehead, or their dad bought it for them, and they wrote a little bit about the game. So I went on Baseball Reference. I was just curious to see if that was an actual date and if it was right. And it was. The Cardinals were playing the Pirates at Forbes Field that day. Attendance was 11,232 people. Not much has changed in 56 years. That's kind of, or 55 years. That's kind of what the attendance is now. For the Cardinals, they had Lou Brock and Orlando Cepeda, Hall of Famers, in the lineup. Bob Gibson would have been on this team, but he didn't pitch that day. Curt Flood played. Al Jackson was the winning pitcher. The Pirates had Roberto Clemente, Bill Mazeroski, and Willis Stargell as Hall of Famers. Clemente had 3 hits that day and a home run. Stargell and Mazeroski both posted offers. And the losing pitcher was Woody Fryman. So what made me bring up this bobblehead or talk about it is, if you watch Jake, Legends Never Die, he has a clip at the beginning of his videos of Sandlot, and if it's not this bobblehead, it's darn close. On the mantle of that video is a Pirates bobblehead, and it looks like this. So I even texted Jake, and he's like, you know what, I think you're right. I think that is the bobblehead. So just a quick little story about, not necessarily why I keep him back here. I keep him back here because I think he's kind of cool, but just, it's kind of neat that there's a history written on the bottom, and that you, in this age, you can go look it up and find out about the game. So let's get on to a couple cards. The first card I'm going to show is not an expensive card. It's a card I wanted, but I bought it in the slab because I hadn't seen this slab before, and I bought it in a CSG slab. And this card was under $20. I don't love Barry Bonds, but I do really like this card. And just wanted to see what the CSG slab looked like in person. It's okay. I don't mind it. I'm not like blown away by it. I was watching someone's video last night, and they're like, it's the best slab out there. And it's like, it's a slab to me. It's not that big of a difference. And I just wanted to see one and figured this was a good card. I didn't want to spend a lot of money to get a CSG card, but just was really curious to see what one was like. And, I'm not going to crack it out or anything, or not necessarily go after CSG cards, although maybe if there's a really good card of a player and it's a lot less money, it would behoove me to go for the CSG. So I picked up this 1950 Danny Murtaugh in a 7.5. Not part of the Hall of Fame set that I'm collecting for the 1950 Bowmans, but just, for a Pittsburgh fan like me, Danny Murtaugh was the manager of the 1960 and 71 Pirate World Series winners. So just a nice card, and it was cheap for a 7.5. I wish some of the other Bowmans were this cheap. I'm loosely going after the 53 Bowman Hall of Famers. When I say loosely, means I'm held up with the Mickey Mantle. Usually when I do a set, I either already have the Mickey Mantle, which I don't have a ton of them. I think I only have 4. Or the set doesn't have Mickey Mantle in it. And some people might be angered with this and not agree with me, but I just don't get the prices of Mantle cards. I think there's better cards, better players for that price. I'm not saying he wasn't one of the greatest. Absolutely was, and he's got some great cards. But just not sure if I want to buy that Bowman Mantle card, because there's just so many other cards that I really want that I could get at those prices. But some of the 53 Bowmans are very affordable, and obviously the expert Alex. Actually, Alex, I meant to mention earlier too. Another guy that does a lot of live chats, and you don't get invited. He invites everybody. It's just no topic. Just jump on and let's see where it goes. And it ends up being some of the best shows. But back on to topic here. Picked up the 1953 Bowman Monty Irvin. Great player next to Willie Mays, who he had looked up to. This guy's cards, I know everyone says it, but they're so underrated. And that's just a great pose of Bob Feller. So the next card I wanted was also listed with 2 raw cards, which I thought was kind of strange, and they were all Pirates. And according to Alex, I guess there aren't many Pirates in this set. And the Joe Garagiola, originally I was like, oh, those are both pretty cool. I'll get them graded, but this one's got a big crease right here. And they were just an added bonus to getting this card. And you got the Bob Friend, which is written on the back, Gene something. And I was thinking, how cool would it be if you could find this guy who's maybe a kid in 1953 and put his name on here like I did on my cards, so my brother wouldn't steal my cards, and say, hey, your mom didn't throw all your cards away. Here's one that survived, and would actually give it to the guy, or maybe someone wrote on it later. Maybe in the 60s or 70s they had this card, but it would just be really cool to find it, guys. It's just very hard to read the end of his last name. I thought it was like Motto, but then that could be an H-E, so who knows. But the card I wanted, I've been looking for forever, and got this at a really good price, including these 2 cards. And I am doing a Ralph Kiner run of cards just in his Pirates uniform. So none of the Cubs or Indians uniforms. I just want to get as many cards as I can of him in a Pirates uniform. And another Hall of Famer that's pretty inexpensive to collect. So kind of going that way with some of the Pirates guys like Stargell and Kiner, because they're not going to break the bank, and they're just beautiful cards. And learn to appreciate, like all these guys are talking about on these cards lately, the background, the stadiums, and things of that nature. So another great card to add to my collection. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.